All right, how is everybody doing? This is Michael Arana of the Arana Nation, Commander-in-Chief of Arana Nation. How's everybody doing? It is a beautiful day outside, and it's supposed to stay beautiful here in the GTA, which is really, really nice. But that's all that is pretty much beautiful in this part of the world. I mean, we're living in a country which I love, but is cursed. Our politicians are no good. I mean, the price of everything going up, freedom is going away. Billions of our tax dollars being spent on Ukraine, something that has nothing to do with us, and then of course we have this provincial election where we have the only people who the media want to pay attention to are all singing pretty much the same anti-freedom, lockdown mandates, big government narrative. Hang on a second, let me put this in. This is going to make it sound better. This should make it sound better. Yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah. So and then we have the Ontario election. None of the candidates that are being given the attention by the media are any good. I mean, you've got Doug Ford over there. Then you got Andrea Horwath of the NDP, Stephen Del Duca of the Liberals, and Mike Big Eyes Schreiner of the Green Party. Big ol' eyes. Big ol' eyes, Mike. I don't like people like that, bulging out their eyes like they're trying to. You better listen to me. You saw him in that debate last time. I don't like that, and that's a left wing New World Order globalist look. You know, you have to. But so they say that Doug Ford is ahead, the progressive conservative leader. That's what the polls are saying. He's been ahead throughout this whole thing, but it's not by much. And I mean, everybody's predicting he's going to sail to victory. I think he's going to get a minority. I think it's going to be a minority. He's not going to he is not going to win any more seats than he's got now. But I'm thinking it's going to be a minority. My hope is that my big hope is that you've got one of those minor parties there, like the New Blue Party of Jim and Belinda Carahalios. Those are the ones that I have endorsed, and I'm going to try and get them on the program here. I spoke to their communications director, and we're going to try and get them on the program. And I'm going to try and get Derek Sloan on the program as well. We'll see. I mean, maybe he can, you know, because even though I haven't done an endorsement, and, you know, I'll still interview him if he wants, and he can come on the Arana Nation and make his pitch. I would love it if Jim and Derek had a debate on Arana Nation. I'd moderate it. Yeah, I would. I don't know if there are people to let that. Good, Mike Arana, you asking for too much now. I don't know if they would let me do that, but I think it would be good. I think a lot of people would like that too. Maybe they wouldn't because I made a public endorsement. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, you know. But whatever, you know. I think that would be a good thing. I'd moderate. I'd be fair too. I like Derek Sloan. I have no problem. The only reason I didn't endorse him is because he doesn't have candidates in all the ridings. That's the only reason. There's no difference. There's nothing that I dislike or I like him. So I mean, hey, come on. I would not be unfair to him. Hey, you're going to go, I mean, watch him go on CBC or something like that. Come on here. I would never do what CBC does. I will ask you fair questions. I am not that kind of person. So anyway, with that being said, the thing is that I don't care about, you know, many of you people say, oh, you're splitting the vote. I don't care. I actually hope that the vote gets split. There's no difference between Doug Ford, Mike Schreiner, Andrea Horwath, and Stephen Del Duca. I mean, Doug Ford wants to build a road 413, which I support. I support that. I don't know how that's such a big controversial thing. The more highways means less traffic, and traffic means it's bad for the environment. You know, these idiots think they can pull one off on me. No, the more highways is better for the environment. But regardless, I don't believe anything Doug Ford said. Doug Ford said he was going to have no vaccine mandate. He had a vaccine mandate, so I don't even believe he's going to build anything saying he's going to get it done. He got nothing done this whole past 4 years. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. And don't let Doug Ford be allowed to say that he won because he was a liberal. Don't allow him to say that. If you people who say, oh, you're splitting the vote, you know what Doug Ford is going to do if he wins and wins big? He's going to say, and the PCs are going to think that he won because he acted like a liberal. He acted like a leftist. He acted like a leftist. He shut down the economy. He brought in critical race theory in schools. He barely touched the sex education. He didn't, properly get rid of the Green Energy Act. I mean, which is jacking up our the cost of hydro and all this sort of. That's the reason they're going to say why he won. And if that happens, there will be no conservative alternative ever. So it's good to split the vote. It's good. The best thing that happened was when Aaron O'Toole, who I called Aaron O'Trudeau, lost in 2021. That was the best thing ever happened. Not because I like Trudeau, but because, first of all, there's no difference. There was really no difference between Aaron O'Toole and Justin Tarface Mac Daddy Trudeau. No difference whatsoever. None. So it wouldn't have mattered if Aaron O'Trudeau won the election. No difference. But number two, if he had won, then I predict that the Conservative Party would have been dead forever, because it would have turned into just another progressive party. And I don't even like to say the word progressive. These leftists are not progressive. They're not. I'll tell you that right now. It would have just been another leftist party in Canada. That's it. Because all of the conservatives in the party would say that he won because he acted like a leftist. That's what would happen. So not only would we just have another Trudeau named Aaron O'Trudeau, you would never hear about Pierre Poilievre. You know the reason why Pierre Poilievre is ahead right now is because they don't want to make the same mistake that Aaron O'Toole made. They want a conservative in there, because they tried the whole have a conservative who acts like a leftist and it didn't work. So now if Aaron O'Toole won, you would never hear you wouldn't know about anything to do with Pierre Poilievre. Pierre Poilievre would be, they'd probably fire him. Aaron O'Toole probably fire him. You wouldn't hear a peep. Pierre Poilievre, he would be under some bridge shining shoes or something. You wouldn't hear anything about him. Or Roman Babar, or Leslie Lewis. Leslie Lewis would go back to doing law, if that. I mean, so that's the reason it's good, So I support Doug Ford either losing or getting a minority, and either the New Blue Party or the Ontario Party win 1 or 2 seats, which can fill the balance of power. So Doug Ford has to rely on them to get anything done. That would be my ideal thing, a hung parliament where Doug Ford has a minority, and the only way he can pass anything is if the New Blue, maybe Belinda Caralios will keep her seat in Cambridge, or Derek Sloan will win his seat back in Hastings, Lennox, whatever it's called. Maybe Jim will win his seat. And Doug Ford, the only way Doug Ford will get anything done, if Doug Ford wants to go to the bathroom in Queen's Park, he has to ask Jim Carrell's permission, or Derek Sloan. I'm telling, that's my ideal. Will it happen? I don't know. But it would be nice to humiliate Doug Ford in the election, get a minority, lose a lot of seats, maybe even lose outright. Hey, I'm not saying I want the Liberals or the NDP to win. Did I say that? You didn't hear me say that. But there's no difference between Doug and those lefties, so it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And you can't trust a word Doug Ford says. Everything he promised in the last election, most of it he didn't do. Didn't balance the budget, didn't properly get rid of the sex education, didn't get rid of the Green Energy Act properly. He said there was going to be no vaccine mandate. He brought it in. You can't trust him. So there's no difference between Doug Ford and these lefties. So I don't want them to win, but really, if Doug Ford wins, they're going to win anyway. I think that's why they're not trying so hard in this. I thought they'd be tougher on Doug Ford. I think they know whether he wins or they wins, they're going to win anyway. But the way they won't win is if you put either a new blue MPP in there or Ontario party, and Doug gets a minority and he has to rely on them. But if that doesn't happen, well, then they're going to win whether it's Doug, Andrea, Stephen, or Mike. PC, Liberal, NDP, or Green, doesn't matter. They're going to win anyway. They're going to win anyway without the new blue party and the Ontario party keeping the PCs in check. The left in Ontario is going to win this election. It's just going to happen. So I'd rather it not be Doug Ford, so at least they can throw Doug Ford out because he would have failed, like they threw Arana O'Toole, throw him out and get someone better, a conservative, a Pierre Poilievre type of, I don't know who's out there. Find him, Monty McNaught, whoever. I mean, bring by Roman Babar. I don't know, but so that's what I'm hoping for. Don't let Doug Ford win and then have the satisfaction of saying, I won because I acted like a leftist. Because that'll be the end of the conservatives. I'll tell you that right now. All you people out there saying Doug is the lesser of two evils, if he wins, he and his people are going to say he won because he acted like a leftist. And that'll be the end of the PC party. That will be the end. I'm telling you, it'll be the end. People will still think that they are the conservative alternative, but they won't be. They won't be. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. So there you go. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you much longer. This is...